Welcome to Pure Soul Alchemy with Gabriella. I'm Gabriella Espinosa, life change catalyst and creator of Pure Soul Alchemy. I'll be taking us through a shamanic soul realignment process for the next 30 minutes. So find a nice comfortable place where you can lay down, relax, and receive this session. Pure Soul Alchemy is a transmission of channeled shamanic healing technologies which restructure your creator source grid. Transformative operations and procedures are enacted for you while you comfortably relax. Through my perception and vocalization of the inner energetic grid, we are opened in ways which allow these technologies to come into our physical reality and enact change on our behalf. There will be quite a few moments of silence as I am delivering these processes. Simply rest into the silence during these times and receive the healing energies. Don't focus too much on what is being said. Relax and let the transmission come through and work on you. It's quite helpful to go back and listen again repeatedly to deepen the effects of the session and take the healing further. Today's show is a shamanic healing session on rejection. This includes rejection we have experienced directly from others, as well as any hidden rejection of self that plays out in our everyday life, without our even being aware of it. Rejection and fear of rejection hold us back from truly going for it. Our deepest passions and aspirations often get put by the wayside because of this unconscious fear. In this session, we will initiate shamanic healing operations to heal any rejections from the past, as well as initiate an increased sense of liberation, an increased acceptance of self, and an increased acceptance of the divine invitation to fully participate in life. Now, I received the healing points that we'll cover in our session in advance, so I'm going to read just a few of the healing points that came through, and then we'll proceed with our session. So healing point number 1, clearing traumatic rejection experiences along our timeline. Healing point number 2, heightening self-acceptance and self-love. Healing point number 3, forming a new upgraded sense of liberation. And healing point number 4, increasing the sense of truly being included 100% in the beautiful unfoldment of life and in the hearts of others. So now settle into your stillness. Fall into your natural deep breathing rhythm. Bring into your awareness. Bring into your heart. And bring into your pelvic bowl region your deepest heartfelt compassion, understanding, and love for your inner self. Recognize those parts of your being that have lived with the pain of rejection for a long time. Gently inform these aspects. Let them know that they are to receive a healing and a blessing today. Inform them that life will be better than before, and that they can now rest, relax, and receive these processes fully today. Rest now in the knowing that you are being held by Spirit at all times, and that your orientation to life is undergoing a vastly improved change. Let that take hold in your sight, in your heart, and in your life as we now go through our session. So we are connecting with our divine physical and non-physical intelligence to align completely with our own core essence. Aligning with the fundamental and essential aspects of ourselves aligning with the earth, the sun, the moon, with our own Mother, Father, God, Self, with our own inherent Creator Self, and our right placement in the universe. The purest healing source within us is our own deepest aspect. We agree to serve as our own healing agent and to serve from and as our own ultimate inner counsel, the all that I am. We now invoke, welcome, and receive our beloved Mother and Father God to exact their loving, divine, blessed grace directly into our healing proceedings today. So we're actually going to begin with healing point number 3. So we're going to begin by initiating a new formation of a new upgraded sense of liberation. Installing fabric of life clarity. And we're initiating a resolution of any conformity constructs that are crystallized and limiting our divine blessed outlook on life. Forming our clear resolve to take part in our lives from healthy independence and self-responsibility within the container of union with Spirit. I know it sounds like a paradox, but it's not. So we need that, the blessings and the container from Spirit to operate from a place of healthy independence and self-responsibility. You can think of this as our divine blessed Mother and Father God, who we turn to when we're ready to make a positive change in our lives. Reconciling with our allowance of divine unfoldment. Typically, there are places in our being that do not allow the divine unfoldment, meaning that they're in a place of resistance, hesitation, disbelief, and therefore disallowance. So we're releasing any resistance or blockages in this process, this very important process that we go through in allowing the divine unfoldment. Destroying artificial mental constructions that have appeased the lower aspects of our psyches that have been stuck in pain for a long time. So as we are reconciling with the union of Spirit, our healthy independence, our self-responsibility within the container of Spirit, we are letting these artificial constructions go because we don't need them. They actually have impeded our cosmic flow. So we're giving ourselves permission to allow these artificial constructions to disassemble gently in the loving grace of God. So these aspects that have been living through the pain and fear of rejection, we're now including those aspects in the upgrades by spirit that we have set in motion today. So they are the supreme benefactors and recipients of the divine grace that is responsible for divine blessed transformation for our highest good. Taking better care of ourselves, allowing our facsimiles to be destroyed, neutralized, so that we may take full allowance of our divine blessed upgrades coming in today. So healing point number 1, clearing. We're going to begin clearing traumatic rejection experience points along our lifeline. So there are many points along our timeline, and we're just sprinkling divine healing and implementing divine clearing of any of these traumatic rejection experiences that we have endured. As a result of these traumatic rejection experiences, we're clearing their interference in the present, the distortions that reverberate from long time past and obscure the brilliance of the here and now. Initiating a relaxed sense of peaceful, loving connection in their place. So we are initiating a relaxed sense of peaceful, loving connection into the here and now, but also we are injecting this peaceful, loving connection directly into these traumatic rejection points along our timeline. So delivering this peaceful, loving connection to all of those points and rectifying remediating and releasing the trauma as well as the distortions. Releasing overcompensation patterns of behavior that deny the true will. Releasing the pattern of sacrificing of the self with the distorted belief of being loved and accepted by another if we do so. This type of pattern blocks any real form of connection because of the inauthenticity in the engagement that happens when that pattern is engaged. So it does not allow us to fully connect with the other person. And the other person can't feel our hearts, and vice versa. We can't feel theirs because we're working towards the goal of sacrificing ourselves. So we can't fully be present to connect. So just a little explanation about why that pattern needs to go. So implementing healing strength in the capacity to realize that only through authentic engagement can real connection and love be allowed and received and perceived. Releasing any mistaken notions that we are deficient in any way, mistaken notions that we need to make up for something that is quote-unquote not there. So these are some of the distortions that we are releasing. Releasing the distortion that we need to earn love. When it's actually already there. It's our birthright. And strengthening the realization that our true strength, our true power, and true love lies in developing our conscious awareness of past rejections so that they can be witnessed and allowed to heal. So removing the orientation of suppression of conscious awareness of these past rejection traumas and the pain, resulting pain. And allowing them to surface into the light of healing where it will be transformed. Healing point number 4, increasing the sense of truly being included 100% in the beautiful unfoldment of life and in the hearts of others. So this is a perception that gets stymied every time, every point in our life where we have gone through rejection trauma. So we're releasing that rejection trauma, and we're also increasing this awareness and ability to perceive that we are truly 100% included in the beautiful unfoldment of life and in the hearts of others. Increasing worthiness and releasing any and all distortions that tell us that we don't belong, we don't deserve the love from God, Spirit, and others. Increasing our ability to receive and accept the divine invitation to fully participate in life. This invitation from the divine is always at our doorstep. It's always coming towards us. We may not always be able to perceive it and therefore receive it. So that is what we're working on right now. Developing connectivity, resonance, and perception capacity of this constant invitation from the divine to fully participate in life. This invitation lets us know that we are loved, we are wanted for who we truly are. It's an invite. An invite to please come and dance with Spirit. So we're increasing our perception of this divine invitation that's always extended to us in every moment. Disassembling any erroneous beliefs that tell us we are not deserving of the love from Spirit. The interplay of life. And we are increasing our worthiness, our knowing that we are worthy and deserving, welcome, wanted. And we're going to perform an installation. An installation into the pathway of light. Healing point number 2. So we're going to begin heightening self-acceptance and self-love. Connecting to the love that we are, the love that we contain within, the love that is our quintessential essence. And the love that transforms all, that dispels any illusions, and lifts the veils that has been obscuring our brilliance. So we are increasing, heightening our self-acceptance and self-love. Reforming our ability to provide this for ourselves, which therefore increases our ability to receive it from the world and from others around us. If we give it to ourselves, if we give ourselves self-acceptance and self-love, we open to receiving that from others. Any sense of rejection that we may have during an elimination of experience directly or erroneously perceived from our parents, from the psychological bonding with our parents, particularly in the early stages of our human development. And we're going to include a healing with both our mother and our father, whether they are in bodies or not in bodies. And healing places in ourselves, in our psyches, in our hearts, where we feel that our parents didn't quite get who we were, didn't accept us, rejected us, didn't quite see us. And the ensuing sense of rejection and abandonment that came as a result. And we're going to extend this healing to ourselves, ages 0 through 20. Conception through 20. I know it's a long range, but those are very formative years. Right? Initiating divine follow-through for picking up the slack in all areas designed to uphold the truth of your radiance. Creating an identity based in belonging. Truth avenues for dependency upliftment to interdependency. Clearing shock. And clearing all compensatory behaviors that came as a result of and as a reaction to this shock. Also clearing the compensation through libido overengagement. So we are beginning the deconstruction of presumptions about life and people in our lives, releasing them and ourselves from these erroneous presumptions. This is where true liberation takes form and takes over. We're no longer enslaved by the stories that are manufactured from a sense of rejection. True liberation can take hold. So we're now bringing our session to a close. I'd like to thank you for tuning into Pure Soul Alchemy with Gabriella. I highly recommend that you listen to this session repeatedly. This will deepen the effects of the session and take your healing further with each replay. For more info, visit www.puresoulalchemy.com. This is Gabriella Espinosa. Have a wonderful day.